Let's see here. You ready?
Feels like we've been away for some time.
Well, we haven't been doing a review in a while because they've been playing games with the shows. So,
Maths, what happened to you on Wednesday? We didn't ask for that filler. I didn't even watch it.
no, I was expecting to see a regular episode, and they had the people on there talking about the episodes.
Exactly.
So that's not gonna fly. So, but we did catch Ready to Love
Are
season
they
6
ready?
or 5.
Ready to
Episode
love?
8.
I don't think they are. Just kidding.
Oh, welcome back to our channel. This is Meet to Keste and Jones. I am Ishé. I am Ishé from Living Ishé Reviews, and this lovely woman here is
Lisa, also known as the Alkali Yogi.
yes. All right. So before we get into our review of Ready to Love, we're gonna get into. Oh, what are you doing?
I feel like we need to get you more into the light.
Oh,
Oh,
you trying to
better.
say I'm the darkest bug on the yard.
Hey.
That's cool, because
There is no
I'm
room for
that dark
colorism.
chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I'm dark.
No room for colorism.
All right. Anyway, let's get into this lovely
Mukbang.
mukbang that this woman prepared. The Alkali Yogi prepared this lovely mukbang. Let's go. What is?
All right. So if you go back to our Costco video, which we did some time ago, we purchased the black bean burger. It was the cleanest one that I could find at Costco. But of course, if you've got the time to make it yourself, have at her. Always better that way. So we've got the black bean. I have a salad with vegan feta from Trader Joe's, which is really nice, wouldn't you say? You quite enjoyed it earlier this week. We made a Greek salad. He was impressed. He didn't even know it was vegan. So, and that's really it. I just buttered the toast, the buns, which are gluten-free, also from Trader Joe's, with some delicious vegan butter. I'll leave the details below, like I always do.
Come on, come on, come on.
And last but not least, actually, Living Ishé made these delicious potatoes. What say you about those potatoes?
Oh, it's just my little, my specialty. I do the roasted potatoes. Just slice them up real finely, and just add some olive oil and or avocado oil today. Put some sea salt, little turmeric, little onion salt, little garlic, salt, and voila.
Don't forget the
and
black pepper.
A little black pepper, yep, and then drizzled some truffle oil.
That's right.
Yeah, y'all remember the
Not
song, but
synthetic.
not that truffle butter. Your boy,
Went over my head.
that was your boy Drake and Nicki Minaj made that song Truffle Butter, but it's
Oh.
not that. We talking real truffles. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, this is real truffle butter, not synthetic. So I would say avoid
Well,
synthetic.
they was talking about real truffle butter, but it was used to say something else.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a little too much. Let's get on with this review.
Let's do it.
Man, how did my mind drag there? All right, so Ready to Love, season 6 or 5. Season 6 on TV, season 5 on the internet. I don't know. Episode 8, and they titled this Operation Meet the Homie. Anyway, this starts off at the gentleman's lounge, and the guys get the marching orders for Tommy to actually introduce the ladies to their best friends. Now, this ought to be interesting. Okay, so they start off with Paul, and he has his best friend that he grew up with in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His name goes by the name of Chill Bill,
Not to be confused with Kill Bill.
or Ill Bill, the white rapper. All right. All right, so they supposed to meet Dakia, right? And so, but what was funny is Dakia was there, and also Chill Bill is supposed to meet Carmen and Tina.
Tina was supposed to be
she's
there?
doing it. Yeah, Carmen came with the bing bing.
The headlights.
Yeah,
This is no shade. This is no shade, Carmen. Your breastises look great.
yeah.
And you've had a child. They look great.
Sure do. I will.
Co-sign that.
I will co-sign it.
Whether they're real or not, they look great.
Yeah, they look great. I think the gentleman, her ex, kind of inferred that they were bought and paid for. And they look
Oh,
great.
I mean, they do look that way, but I didn't want to insinuate that. So we'll
Yes.
say allegedly.
All right.
Wink, wink.
Okay. So we found out Paul, who came on the show as PO, which is post office, because he delivers. He actually has another nickname that Chill Bill talked about. And his alter ego is also POJ. And POJ is post office gigolo. But when they were young, they thought gigolo was spelled with a J. So they call him POJ. So anyway, Takia comes up. Nothing really say about that. I mean, she comes in, she shows up good, looking nice, and looks like Chill Bill and Paul like the way she looks, She comes with a little class, Sitting down there, they ordering, and then all of a sudden enters Carmen, and she's entering. She's showing all what the Lord done gave her. She is showing everything.
Or was purchased, but no shade.
Hey, she was, she had him on display. So Chill Bill was like, whoa, all right, POJ. So she got the girls hanging out, and Dakia even slides in a little roast. She's like Carmen. she's talking about on the confessional camera. She's like, Carmen showed up with them blue contacts. Didn't you hear? She said something like, Clifton told you that wasn't a good look. Like, what? I know, because we was wondering too, like, where did these contacts come from? Did they come back in style? Because I remember that, like, back in '93. Everything comes back in style every 20 years. So I guess it's around that time.
I guess so.
A little
I
past
just didn't
that
get
time.
them. Yeah, I didn't get the memo, but there does seem to be a pattern
Yeah.
of contact wearing right now.
I mean, the blue, that just looks awful. She could have went with the light green or the light,
But here's the thing: is Carmen is so fly and sexy, and she has swagger that she doesn't need it.
She don't.
So my vote is Carmen. Let it go. You already look great. You're already slamming. You're already sexy. Like this does not add from you. It actually takes away because it's a little bit buffoon-like. Just saying. Given how good you already look, You've got the curves, you've got the beautiful head of hair, like there's nothing missing. You're obviously very confident, and this for me takes away from your good looks. That's all.
And she makes a good living. So she don't really need to, but she does. So then Carmen comes in. I mean, they all chill for a while, but then the kid has to leave early, Q. And Tina's a no-show.
Oh, she was a no-show, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's smooth. She's smooth like thunder.
So interesting. If I could just add something about that. So I think this might be the first season that we've seen people not show up for these dates, right? I don't feel like we've seen this before.
But they let us know.
Right, that they've let us know, true. But my other thing would be also, I think Tina probably did you a service because 3 women would have been too many to... I mean, I guess Phil did that, though, last season. He had 3 women.
Yeah, but he walked out of that last date early. I don't think he was really... I think he wanted to, brag in front of Chill Bill, like, look at these 3 hot women I got.
Right.
But, for whatever reason, she didn't come. And
Interesting. And they never did even go back to that circle back. I guess the assumption is her connections are stronger with Donovan.
Yeah. Well,
which we'll get to.
So then, what happened? Carmen is talking about how she feels comfortable and she's competitive. And she feels safe and secure. Now, see, that's when it sounds right, when a woman is saying, I feel safe. Not a guy saying. Anyway, let's just end this date. Carmen leaves. POJ asks Chill Bill, who does he think is him? And Chill Bill basically says, Carmen is like what you normally get, that, show, she's just out there, and, but the Kia would be a good fit because she classy, so if you want to do something new, you want a queen to build with, it's the Kia. If you just want to get what you normally got, then it's her. So then we go to Tori and his best friend Ashley. I've just this is the second time I ran to a guy named Ashley. That's a first for me.
He actually prefers to go by Ash.
Ash. Hope he's I hope he's not ashy though.
We hope you're not ashy, and also we too are doubtful that this is a unisex name.
Yeah. So then they meet Sabrina, and they're supposed to meet Ace. So Sabrina gets there, and she's cool. She brings a gift for Tori, and then they sitting there and talking to the friend, and then why does Tori decide to call Ace to see where she at? It's like, you sitting right there next to Sabrina, and Sabrina you can't get nothing over on Sabrina. Sabrina don't be going for this stuff. And she called him out like to her friend, like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, you gonna call another woman while I'm sitting right here? And yeah, why don't you get up and go to the bathroom, excuse yourself, and then go call her and see what's up? Or just like, okay, she didn't show up, effort in, I'm not gonna call you if we know we're supposed to meet and you don't show up. I'm not calling you. Like, you're lost. Anyway, he's trying to make her jealous because he's trying to pay her back for that night. See, this all goes back to that night at the beach where she kissed Demetrius at Truth or Dare. He's trying to I got other options, trying to make her look, feel some type of way. But Tori thinks Sabrina is indecisive, which is weird. She knows exactly what she wants. She's indecisive of who she wants, but she's decisive on what she wants and where she wants to go. It's just the guys make her indecisive. So he's just worried that Ace didn't show up. So what did you think of that date?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to say quattro ristorante, the presentation of your salumi was... Now, I don't eat meat and have not for 15 years now. So whilst I don't crave it, I have to say, well done to you for the presentation. And that is definitely a restaurant I plan to visit now. Also, it's in the Shaw area, so I quite like that area. Shout out to
Ethiopia.
DC. Hey, shout out to DC. Proper. But yeah, so I agree with you. Like, it would have been, and I don't know if he was doing this for the camera to kind of, again, create more drama rather, unnecessarily. But yeah, in real life, I feel like you would have, either just sent a text and said, hey, are you okay? Just following up because we were scheduled to meet and you didn't show up. I want to make sure that you weren't in a collision or anything, or something terrible didn't happen. And if that wasn't sufficient, that you would excuse yourself and make a phone call. It is weird. And also because everybody knows that Sabrina's your first pick. We don't even see this connection between you and Ace. So for you to be chasing her, I don't know, it is what it is. But I did like that Sabrina brought a gesture, the candle. So well done, Sabrina, because he has brought you gifts on more than one occasion, if I'm not mistaken, from the cupcakes to flowers. So he's always been very intentional in showing you that, he wants to be generous towards you, and express himself through, things that he believes you would like and appreciate. So I'm not sure whether Tori is a candle person or not, obviously, but I do like that you showed up with something because the poor guy's ego has been bruised. Now, does the candle make up for the fact that at the end of the day, he's still not your first pick, and in fact may even be now third? Right? Dropping from 2 to 3 because someone else has kind of seemingly scooped in and taken that second spot, but we'll get to that later. I don't know, I think at this point, Sabrina, it's best to let the man go. You made him suffer. You really shook him up. You really shook him up, and he didn't ever really bounce back from that truth or dare scenario.
Yeah.
So I would say let the man go. Be friends. But it's just agony for him, I think, to see that, she's pursuing now two other men more actively than she's pursuing him.
Yeah, that's hard to watch.
Yeah,
because he
it
really
is.
likes it.
He really, and we know that. But you're a really handsome bloke. Seems you have a good career, then you'll be fine. I imagine you have your pick in this here world. I know it's not easy to date, but
You heard it from her. She says he's handsome and he wouldn't have no problem finding anybody.
yeah, not if you want to settle down. If you're tired of being an F boy and really want to have a serious committed relationship, I think that you'll find that genuinely.
All right. Okay, so now we go to Demetrius. And he has a friend named Ken. And I got to say, like, they dress really fly. Like, him and his friend, they are yeah. I could wear that stuff that they wearing. So they are meeting Sabrina. I guess at this point, that's Demetrius's first and only pick. And so she comes in looking nice too with the bell bottoms on, nice. So
Love the flare.
yeah,
The
and
bell
so
bottoms were dope.
hey, she sits down.
And turtleneck.
And the
Just
turtleneck, yeah,
super cute.
They was all 70s. So the friends goes right to the hard questions. He's like, "What do you bring to the table as a part?" I mean, what do you bring to the table? That old cliche line, like, please, nobody asks what somebody brings to the table. That's just played out, like, and it rubs people the wrong way now, like, So I ask it in a different way, but that sentence, no, that question, no.
Needs to be retired. I agree with livingishe.
Yeah. So, I mean, she basically says, I bring partnership, I'm somebody that holds you down and I'm an equal, she's modern, she's like, hey, I make my green, you make your green, as long as we got the same, path to the goals we want to get to, then, hey, it's all good. And, Ken, Demetrius, I'll just put them together.
Demetrius. Someone out there has the name Demetrius, I guarantee it.
So Ken throws, he throws Sabrina off when he says that she asked what is Demetrius looking for that he wouldn't say. And Ken says that he's looking for a submissive woman. And she was like, skirt! Brakes. Pump your brakes. Like, nah, I ain't doing that. Basically, what was your take on it?
Yeah, she was taken aback as a young 36-year-old. I can overstand and understand. But as a woman of a particular age, I actually believe that there is a lot of beauty in submissiveness because I think that there's a misperception in what submitting to a man who can lead your household and family is about. And it doesn't mean that you have to be at home and you're not contributing to the bills and you're not working, pursuing a career. It also doesn't mean that, your partner, your husband won't come to you to present, various options when it comes to making a serious decision that will impact the entire household. It means giving a certain level of trust to the person that you say you're prepared to share the rest of your life with. And with that, there's beauty, I think. Because it's chaotic to have two people trying to be leaders, in my opinion, right? That's why you have like a prime minister or a monarch, right? Not that I'm for any of those systems, but that's a different conversation. But that is to say that you need to have there's just one head, like even on your body, right? There's just one head. Everything else underneath it supports, right? And is necessary. And in fact, like sometimes, for instance, if I'm training and my body is tired, that's my body telling my head, that's it. We're not training anymore today. we're not lifting any more weights, we're not walking anymore, we're not doing any more yoga. So the body still has a say so, but there's one head, there's one mind, right? But there's that constant exchange of energy and information. So that's how I see submissiveness and being submissive. So excuse me for going into like a whole detailed description of what it is to me. But I just wanted to put that out there for other young women who are uncertain and confused about this. I think it can be a little bit chaotic if you try to have too many chefs, too many hands in the kitchen, in the pot, as they say. So I don't know if she is prepared to take that role. I can't see Demetrius settling for a woman that won't allow him to be himself. And he is a leader. He served in the military. He's kind of accustomed to giving orders. Again, it doesn't mean that he's going to give orders without consideration or without consulting you, but he is who he is, and I've not seen anything that from him that that indicates that he is open to change his ways.
Yeah.
What say you?
Yeah, I mean, submissiveness is getting a bad rap. I mean, people just think about it. Oh, I have to just acquiesce and not have an opinion, not have a say. I just got to do whatever this person says. But it's not that. And she should be happy to find a man who is ready, who can handle a submissive woman, because believe it or not, that is a little harder than handling a woman who is not submissive, because you're going to be trying to make her submissive the whole time. But not only that, the other thing is being a man, and if a man who has a submissive woman and is not ready for that submissive woman could end up being the weakling in the situation. And then the submissive woman ends up being the masculine woman, and you end up being like the woman if you're a man. So men have to be ready to handle a submissive woman. Like, you got to know what to do to keep her submissive and just to keep the relationship going, because sometimes you, as a man, you get a submissive woman might fall in your lap and you mess the whole thing up, and you're like wondering, like, why is she this way when we met her? Why is she still this way? And it's because you made so many mistakes that a submissive woman is like, he ain't ready, like, I gotta go, I'm gonna find me a man. Find me a real man. So she, on the one hand, she should be happy that he's a man who is ready for a submissive woman and can handle a submissive woman, because if she's looking for a guy who is not ready for a submissive woman, or who can't handle a submissive woman, even though she's not quote unquote submissive, then she is going to end up running the relationship, and the relationship is going to end up falling apart. So if she's kind of looking not for a weakling, but for somebody who is doesn't look for submissiveness in a woman, meaning not a leader, and a 50-50 don't work in a relationship. Like, it's one leader. It's like a relationship has to have a leader. Like you said, you can't have two leaders. That's you doing half and half the whole thing. It's not. It's just not going to work. I know. Anyway, so that's my take.
He's a man of a particular age too. He's lived a few lives.
Had some, yeah. So, yeah, experience. That's what it is. All right, so moving on.
Best of luck, but I don't see them as a couple.
Yeah, I mean, she has to kind of like think about things from other perspective than just how it's getting presented to her. That really threw her off, but you got to look at it in a better light, in a full circle, as man and woman, as leader. Not saying follower, but you want a man, so you want to be led, right?
That's the conversation that Sabrina, because she's so young, needs to have with either her mother, her grandmother, her aunties, or great aunties, people of a different generation that don't have that millennial outlook, because she's a millennial at the end of the day, right? So she's going to have a very different perspective on things, a very modern take. Modern at times can be synonymous with confusing, by the way.
Yeah, and a woman her age can think the other way, as a I won't say old fashioned, but traditional. If she was married already at an early age, and she had kids, whatever, then she knows that she's looking for more of a leader, you know, than somebody that is gonna want to be 50-50. Like, she says that she don't want it, but come on. What people say and what they really need is always different.
That's just that she was married for 7 years, but without children.
Yeah.
I think that also makes a difference.
Yeah. So right now, she might not be ready to get back in a relationship. She says she is, but she might need to just chill some more. You know, I don't know how long she's been single. Was it been like 2 years?
I think she said like a year and a half.
Oh, a year and a half after 7 years? Nah. she need to keep dating, or just like spend time to herself with herself, or take it slow with somebody. She ain't ready to
Speak with
jump
the
in.
elders. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Go speak to the elders.
Yeah. After 7 years and you ready to get married again after a year and a half, I don't know. Everybody's different, but I'm gonna say like at least give it another like 3 years.
She might be keen on starting a family, which I understand. But you could, to be fair, not that I'm promoting children be had out of wedlock necessarily, but you could always get that portion of it started, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it might end up that way. She might get married to the next guy, and they end up falling apart, and they might have kids. You know. Yeah, it's hard. Like, I know you want to get started because the biological clock, but after 7 years, like, I don't know. I know she probably checked out after 5 years, but still, it's kind of iffy, you know. So, all right, now we go to Clifton, and Clifton has a friend named Kenny, which is funny. We just had a Ken. And so Clifton and Kenny, they meet Joy, of course, and Dakia, of course. So Dakia arrives, and Joy is already there chilling. So Dakia is quite surprised by Joy being there.
Well, Joy came to claim her man.
Yeah, Joy is, man. I'm telling you, I'm just getting a bad feeling about her and Clifton. But anyway, Joy is keeping it classy though. You know, she noticed Dakia. She's like, "Oh, we both women, we both bad, but I'm the one for him here." So she keeping it classy. Then Dakia does something like. So it's different when Joy and Clifton went out, because Joy almost killed him with that coconut fish, and when she fed him. And now Dakia feeds Clifton a olive right in front of Joy, and Joy's still not really pressed, or she's leading on that she's not pressed or feeling anything. But, you know, at least the olive didn't almost kill him. So she might have got points on that. But he doesn't like olives. He doesn't like any vegetables. He
said that?
I think he said he didn't like it.
He doesn't like olives, but he doesn't like vegetables.
He said that before.
He said that?
On the first date with the lady that got left, the holistic lifestyle coach. Yeah. Remember they met at the vegan restaurant?
Yeah,
he said he needs meat.
Oh, yeah.
And
He's
turkey.
Like, the only vegan I want to be is one that eats turkey or something.
Slapped in between two pieces of turkey.
Run, women.
Yeah. So I don't know. After that, the friend says that Joy is a better fit. I think because, once again, I think Joy is, she is less structured than Dakia. Dakia has a career. She's like a scientist. She works at NASA or something. Hella smart.
She's a
software developer or something.
No. She's a systems engineer.
She's an engineer.
She also owns a dance studio.
And
so she's fly.
Yeah, she's got a lot, going on. I don't think Clifton would be able to handle either one of them, because they're always around the opposite sex and a lot of people. But Joy is a safer bet, I think, for Clifton, because she may be. I think she sings in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Okay.
And one of those resorts. So she probably has 3 months on, 3 months off, so she'd be with him. That's what I'm thinking.
That's tough.
That's just my conjecture. I could be wrong, but that's the way I see it. He says Joy is a better fit. I think so too. I think I just don't think the key is right for him. And I don't think he is right for her. Yeah. I think they could work, though, because he did like her at the beginning.
Zakia?
Yeah. I think they look better together than him and Joy. That's just my personal thing. It's a good balance.
I just want to know, Clifton, are you married again?
Oh, man. Yeah, so many rumors going on. All right, let's
Have you
go.
moved on to marriage number 3?
All right, let's go. So now we move on to Donovan, a.k.a. Donnie. I didn't know that was his nickname. His best friend is actually Phil from last season. And we know at the time of the taping that Phil had rode off into the sunset with Sydney. But now we know that Phil and Sydney is not a thing anymore. But anyway, back to this episode. They are going to meet Sabrina and Tina. And so Tina shows up after Sabrina. So Sabrina gets there first. Sabrina is always punctual. She is all about business. And Phil gets there. I'm like, man, this cast from last season just will not go nowhere. They just keep popping up on everything. So anyway.
Always on the timeline in some capacity.
Yeah.
This week it's Aisha and Dante.
Yep. So anyway, Phil asked the ladies how many connections they have, and you could tell they're competing against each other. I don't think Sabrina and Tina are like friends or any level, But the fact, so with these two, when Sabrina mentions she doesn't have any kids, she's free as a bird, basically. And Tina has a little, and they cut to her. I don't know if it's editing, but they made her look a little like worried, kind of like, oh, like, that's the thing that sets them aside is she can go, let's go to Africa tomorrow. Oh, let's go. But Tina, on the other hand, I don't think she can just pick up and go somewhere as a single person.
But can Donovan, though? He has 2 children.
Well, Donovan, yeah, but his children live somewhere else. They live with their moms. I don't think he's a single parent like that. Like, but because he would have been saying that a lot. So anyway, Tina gives Donnie the attitude when he asked her if she's going to eat. Like, she just has, I told you, see, she got an anger problem, man. Her attitude.
She's like, I don't want this food.
Yeah, she's like, I just ate. Actually, she's been on 3 dates before that. So he's like kind of just like, he's like, I don't know. I think he's kind of worried about single mother Tina because he's got 2, she's got 1. I don't know how to, you got to blend the families and all that. I think he's just looking for somebody with no kids. I don't know. Maybe, but he says he loves kids. But for him, I'm thinking he doesn't want to get back into that right now. I could be wrong. He's also worried, but on the other hand, he's kind of worried that Sabrina having no kids might, it might be a little issues for her getting ready for him and his kids, when he has his kids and stuff.
Especially since she knows she wants to have children.
Yeah, she wants a kid, and we don't know if he's ready for another kid just yet. He says he loves kids, but, he basically just got out of something. What was it, a few months? Yeah, he just got out of his relationship.
Yeah, he's pretty fresh.
A few months ago. I mean, and they both recently divorced, so they probably shouldn't even be on the show, man. They need time. Like, you can't just, it never works out completely when you just hop from one relationship to the other.
I kind of low-key wonder if they were struggling to find cast for this particular series out here in the DMV area. Because you have a lot of people who were married, who haven't been single that long. And also because I asked that because I feel like a lot of these people are actually not ready for a relationship right now. And I also don't see any clear, like, visible connections that I would be like, yeah, I could see them off into the sunset, growing old together. And that's including, for me anyways, Clifton and Joy. I don't see them as a couple. I don't see Sabrina and Demetrius as a couple. I didn't see Laverne and Ace as a couple either. Granted, they're both off now. And well, we'll get to Ace later. So I don't know. I feel like they struggled. They really struggled to find people that were actually ready and that were a little bit, I don't want to say unattached, but just had more time to be like people like Dakia.
He is ready.
Or in the case of Aisha from last season, the DC version, I think they're branding this one as Potomac, but whatever. Aisha had been single for a few years. She had been out of divorce for some time. So that makes a huge amount of difference. Because I was in a 7-year relationship, and I'll tell you, it took me years to get over that. I was in a 3-year relationship. Again, it took me years. And I just don't see how you could be in a marriage for 7 years and be okay to move on to another person in a committed, serious relationship within, a short amount of time, because you would have also dated before that time, right? So you're having to process the courtship, the dating, the proposal, the marriage, then the dissolution of that marriage, or the decision to separate, eventually the dissolution of the marriage. So, we could be looking at 10 plus years actually of processing from, Sabrina's side, for example, right? 7 years she was married, but you've got to tag time before that and after that.
And since you brought it up, since you was in those relationships, who left those relationships?
I did.
See, even when the person leaves, it still takes time to get over it. You're not doing the next person a good service. You're just not. You can fake it all you want to.
I did.
Be like, you okay? I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all healed. I'm done with that. That was the past. Yeah, I mean, whatever. So now we go. Now we good. All right. So now we go back to Paul P.O.J. He's just having a date with Dakia.
Olympia fry. That's delicious though.
All right. So thank you.
How was your food?
Oh, you ain't hear me talking. I'm almost done. It's good as a mug. All right. So Paul says he wants somebody to who compliments him. He's not really looking for, like, he needs somebody or wants. He just needs somebody, and he's really attracted to small girls. He likes 5'3". That's his range. Yeah. Paul, he gets into some corny jokes. He says, I'm a joke. I'm an artist. She's like, tell me a joke. And no, they too corny. And he tells her one, and she likes it. And we find out that he's an artist and a painter. Like, I didn't pick him as an artistic type, so that was cool. Get to know. I knew he was cool all along. I knew he was all right.
You've always liked Paul.
Yeah, I just thought he was like
growing to like him.
I just thought he was like a regular person, most regular that I could hang out with. So nothing much to that. Tori goes on a date with Ace. I guess he's gonna find out what happened because he's all confused why she flaked on meeting him. She apologized, and he blames it on. She blamed it on the way he looks at Sabrina. Like, she noticed that he looks at her a certain way. So she was thinking, like, I really don't think we got a connection because Sabrina is beating that out. She noticed that he really likes her, and she was like, I'm just going to leave y'all two alone.
Wait, I'm sorry. Before we go down this rabbit hole, did you clarify? And forgive me if I missed it. It was Paul and Dakia that were on that last date. You mentioned that? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so, because we've not really seen Dakia and Paul connect, so their connection is, I think, a little bit foreign to the viewers. We obviously don't see everything that transpires. But it was like our first time seeing them come together as a couple and actually go on a date. And I still don't see them as a couple, to be honest. Dakia and Paul.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if you had mentioned that it was just you wanted to actually have the date with her, which he had not had up until now, just a one-on-one. But yes, then moving on to Tori wanting to meet up with Ace. That was a whole sham of a lie. I think Ace was just tooting his horn.
Yeah, she, she ended things right there with him, and she self-eliminated herself. She's like, I'm just, actually, Laverne was my strongest connection, and he's gone, so there's no use in staying on the show.
But she went on and blew up a whole bunch of smoke up his buttocks when she said, "Oh, I see the way you look at Sabrina, and that's how you should look at your woman, and this and that, whatever." It has nothing to do with how he was looking at Sabrina. It's that you didn't ever feel that way about him. Let's keep it honest. And then secondly, Ace, you're one of my favorites because you're a yoga teacher slash philanthropist, and you're super fly. I love your fashion sense. But hi, why would you not go and follow the rules, as we say? Can you just follow the rules and self-eliminate via Tommy? You don't just not show up for taping.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. That's bizarre.
I bet Tommy was blindsided.
Yeah, and he actually mentioned that last time, didn't he? He said something about that. If you're going to self-eliminate, you do that through me. You don't just, like, this is my show, in case you didn't realize it. This is my show. Okay, I'm the host. You don't just choose to not show up for filming.
She totally broke protocol. What the heck is that?
Follow the rules. Wink, wink.
All right, so now it's deliberation time. So let's just go with who everybody likes. Because they was talking a lot. And I was like, all right, who is everybody like? Donovan is on Sabrina. Demetrius is on Sabrina. We got everybody mentioning Sabrina. And you got Tori back there looking like, y'all Mickey Fickies. He looking real vexed right now. Clifton, of course, Joy and Dakia. He acting like he can't make up his mind. Paul is on Dakia. Oh, he switched to Dakia because before it was Tina. Tori is still not sure, but he still likes Sabrina. Man, come on, man. Give it up. Time to give it up. All right, so then we go to...
With all due respect, excuse me, but if there was ever a time to self-eliminate Tori, it would have been during the deliberation.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any connections left.
Right. And this is also when Tori mentions to everybody that Ace self-eliminated. And Tommy was like, what? She did what? Oh, I was not notified about this.
That part.
That wasn't approved. Mm-hmm. All right, so dislikes. Tori doesn't like Christina. Demetrius doesn't like Carmen and Dakia. Clifton doesn't like Christina and Sabrina. And Donovan is not into Joy. Surprised, thought they all was into Joy. But Joy she stomped her foot with Clifton. She's like, I ain't going nowhere. She planted her heels right in the dirt. All right, so there's no elimination since Ace took care of that. So he said, well, no elimination, but curveball. Next week, they're going on a trip for 2 nights. They're going to all stay in the same house, and they're going to have to dress to impress whoever they like for one last time. So that was it.
Do you think that it might be the same house that they went to last season?
No.
No.
They doing it different, so.
Getting a different mansion?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know about that episode. That episode was kind of like,
Wah, wah.
Yeah, what would you rate it from 1 to 10?
6.5.
Yeah, I give it about a 6.
Yeah. I'd like to go to a 6 as well, actually.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned this to you earlier, and I said it to you guys as well. I think that they were struggling with casting, and I don't think we've seen any real great connections. Not the way that we saw, for instance, like Joy connect with Jay when they did the resort version. Joy with the beautiful afro and Jay with the beautiful bald head. Like, that was a really strong connection. Rashid, the way he pursued Adriana, even though that didn't go through, and then he eventually ended up with Simone, who I think they make a great couple, guys. But yeah, I think these last 2 seasons here in DC, I've just not really felt like I've seen 2 couples that I could actually see together for the long haul. And that makes it a bit difficult to stay as engaged. So if anyone from OWN is watching or lighthearted, I would say work a little bit more on the casting and maybe bring in some experts where you can even like see, oh, okay, we could see this person getting with this person because through their, psychology or whatever, it makes sense. Kind of like what Married at First Sight does, not that they're much better because they also have a horrible success rate, but just a little bit more thought into the casting.
I'm kind of thinking they did that with the intro. You know how they do the intro and they have all these people paired up like, oh, because I'm ready. And then they got everybody with other people. Yeah. And you look at it now, like half the people ain't there no more.
Maybe they should have stayed together.
Yeah, they should have just went with that.
Maybe.
Okay, so I'm done. How about you? All right, I'm done with my food. I'm feeling good and energized. So, with that being said, your last words?
Get free, stay free.
Stay decent, folks. Bye.